Content warning. This video may contain graphic discussions of violent crimes, including murder, missing persons cases, and child abuse. Viewer discretion is strongly advised. Welcome back to True Crime Chronicles. To our dedicated community, it's great to have you here. And to anyone just discovering us, a sincere welcome. Before we begin, a quick note on our process. Each story is built from careful research, drawing on verified online news archives, documentary evidence, and credible public sources. We trace the timeline so you don't have to. Now, let's open the case file together. Today we're examining the reckoning of Misty Roberts, DeRidder, Louisiana. A small, close-knit city of just under 10,000 people, nestled 20 miles from the Texas border. It's the kind of place where everyone knows their neighbors, where kids play Little League, and where a local mayor isn't just a politician, they're a fixture in the community. For nearly 15 years, Misty Roberts was that fixture. She made history in 2018 as the first woman ever elected mayor of DeRidder, and she won a second term in a landslide. She was a social media savvy supermom, a public servant, a pillar of the community. But behind the carefully curated image of the perfect small-town leader, a dark and disturbing secret was about to shatter the city's trust forever. July 2024. Summer in Louisiana. For the Roberts family, it was a time for celebration. Misty Roberts' teenage son was marking his birthday with a party at the family home. The scene, as described later in court, seemed like a typical teenage gathering, kids by the pool, music playing. But texts between Misty and her son, which would later be shown to a jury, revealed the mayor was facilitating more than just a pool party. They were discussing what alcohol the kids wanted. As the night wore on, the party took a dark turn. According to testimony, Misty Roberts, who was 42 at the time and going through a divorce, became heavily intoxicated. The dynamic at the party shifted. Witnesses would later testify they saw the mayor flirting with one of her son's friends, a 16-year-old boy. One photo, which prosecutors would later brand as lewd, showed Roberts in a bikini with the teenager smiling up at her. It was a moment captured in time, a piece of evidence that painted 1,000 words. The partygoers testified that at some point, Roberts and the teen disappeared. What happened next would tear a family apart. According to testimony from Roberts' own son, he went looking for his friend. What he found through a crack in a window of the upstairs game room would haunt him. He claimed he saw his mother, the mayor, in a sexual act with the 16-year-old boy. Panicked and distraught, the teen began texting his mother. He's 17, one message read, a desperate warning to his own mom. He told her that what was happening was crazy and that his little sister was crying. Roberts' daughter would later tell investigators in a recorded interview that she saw her mother and the teen on top of each other. The chaos of the party had exploded into a full-blown family crisis. Witnesses described Roberts and her son getting into a screaming argument after she and the boy came downstairs. In the days that followed, a frantic cover-up appeared to be underway. The morning after the party, the 16-year-old victim's mother, fearing the worst, texted Roberts directly, asking if she was pregnant. Roberts replied that she was on birth control, but prosecutors say that that wasn't enough. They presented evidence that Roberts shared a screenshot of that conversation in a group chat with friends, indicating she planned to take emergency contraception. This led to one of the most bizarre pieces of testimony in the trial. A DoorDash driver took the stand. He testified that he received an order from a customer named Misty C to purchase Plan B, the emergency contraceptive, and deliver it to a specific home address. The driver knew the house immediately. It was the home of the mayor, where he had taken his own children trick-or-treating in years past. He told the court that when he heard the rumors swirling around town days later, he was certain he had delivered the morning after pill in direct response to that night's events. But the attempts to control the narrative didn't stop there. On the stand, Misty Roberts' lifelong best friend, Jill Weaver, gave bombshell testimony. Weaver said she arrived at Roberts' home the night of the party to find the mayor ranting and raving arguing with her son. She heard Roberts' son scream the accusation. His mother had effed his best friend. That whole night was a lot. It was chaos, Weaver testified, breaking down in tears. Then, Weaver revealed her own role in the alleged cover-up. She admitted to texting her son Robert's nephew with a chilling instruction: lie till you die about what he had seen. Even Misty Roberts' ex-husband, Duncan Clanton, the father of her children, testified against her. He told the jury that the day after the party, Roberts confessed everything to him, that she had sex with the teen and that the kids had caught them. But the confession came with a request. Text messages shown in court revealed Roberts begging him, "I need you to deny it, please." Clanton replied, telling her he would deny it if asked. However, when pressed on the stand, Clanton made his position clear. When asked if he still thought Roberts was a great mom, he answered with a single word: no. But just as this scandal was unfolding, another dark shadow was cast over the Roberts family. The community was stunned to learn that Misty Roberts' brother, Brandon Lee Roberts, was facing his own horrific charges. Just 2 months after Misty's arrest, Brandon was booked on multiple counts, including first-degree rape and indecent behavior with a juvenile. Investigators alleged that he had been abusing victims for years, one as young as 13, while authorities stated the cases were not connected. The revelation added another layer of tragedy and shock to a family already in turmoil. As if that weren't enough, there was also the tragic figure of William Andrew Krantz. Krantz was Misty's boyfriend following her divorce, a local pipeliner and baseball coach. But his relationship with the mayor was, by all accounts, volatile and toxic. Misty herself would later describe it in court documents as a severely mental and physically abusive relationship. Her ex-husband, Duncan Clanton, had even filed for a protective order against Krantz, fearing for the safety of their children. Clanton's filings painted a disturbing picture of a man with access to guns, a history of suicidal threats, and stalking behavior. Then, in February 2024, months before the pool party scandal would break, William Andrew Krantz was found dead. He was just 38 years old. His obituary remembered him as a loving father and a passionate man. But his sudden death, so soon after the abuse allegations, remains a haunting footnote in this already dark saga. As the evidence mounted, Misty Roberts' defense team, led by attorney Adam Johnson, fought back. They argued that their client was innocent and had been denied due process, claiming investigators secured a warrant without ever interviewing her. They also raised questions about the reliability of the witness testimony. The defense pointed out that none of the 3 key witnesses who testified actually claimed to see any private parts of Roberts and the victim. They also challenged the transcription of Roberts' son's forensic interview, noting that at one key moment, the interviewer seemed to push the boy, saying, "Just say it once, and we can move on," a phrase that was marked as unintelligible in the official transcript. Roberts' nephew, who had tried to use his phone to film what was happening that night, also testified for the defense. He admitted he was unsure if he even hit record, and that he had wiped his Snapchat memories before handing his phone over to investigators. His reason? He had photos of himself and his friends drinking and was afraid of getting into trouble not to destroy evidence. But on the stand, the most powerful testimony came from the victim himself. Now older, he described the night with devastating clarity. He told the jury he was drunk, dizzy, and that during the encounter he couldn't feel his body. He recalled kissing Roberts by the pool before she led him to a more private location, where she removed her top and pulled his pants down. His words painted a picture of a vulnerable teenager preyed upon by an adult in a position of power and trust. After a 5-day trial, the case went to the jury. The 6 members of the panel didn't deliberate for long. In less than an hour, they returned with a verdict: guilty. Misty Roberts was convicted of carnal knowledge of a juvenile and indecent behavior with a juvenile. The woman who once stood as the face of DeRidder now stood as a convicted felon, facing up to 17 years in prison. Just days after the verdict, her name was added to the Louisiana sex offender registry, a final public mark of her fall from grace. On April 17th, Misty Roberts will return to the Beauregard Parish Courthouse to learn her fate. Her story is a chilling tale of power, betrayal, and the destruction of a family from within. It serves as a stark reminder that sometimes the darkest secrets are hidden not in the shadows of a big city, but right next door in the heart of small-town America. If you or someone you know has been affected by the issues in this story, help is available. You're not alone. National Child Abuse Hotline, 1-800-422-4453. RAINN, Rape, Abuse, and Incest National Network, 1-800-656-4673. Crisis text line, text home to 741-741. And so, we bring another dark chapter to a close for now here on True Crime Chronicles. We share these stories not to sensationalize tragedy, but to remember the victims and to learn from the past. Our shared curiosity is what binds this community together. To ensure you never miss an investigation, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell. If you found today's story compelling, please share your thoughts in the comments and share this video to help others find our channel. Thank you for watching. Until next time, stay vigilant, stay compassionate, and keep seeking truth.